Former Deputy PM Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi is facing 45 charges encompassing abuse of power, corruption and money laundering involving millions. 8 of the charges were said to have happened when he was Home Minister for the period from July 2015 to May 2018. The current UMNO president is claiming trial. The first 10 charges underline criminal breach of trust amounting to 20.83 million ringgit held by his family-managed foundation, Yayasan Akabudi, under Section 409 of the Penal Code. He also faces 8 charges of graft involving 21.25 million ringgit under Section 16AB MACC Act 2009. 2 of these charges involved the bribe from Datasonic Group, while 3 were linked to My EG services, where Zahid had allegedly helped a firm to gain projects. He was also slapped with 27 charges under the Section 41 of the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. These charges were related to allegations of Zahid instructing deposits totaling 59.28 million ringgit of unlawfully sourced funds in a bank account owned by Tetuan Lewis & Co. It was also alleged that Zahid had purchased 2 bungalows in Hulu Langat worth 5.9 million ringgit through the account, as well as 1 count of laundering 6.89 million ringgit into 30 checks. Bail was set at 2 million ringgit to be paid in 2 tranches, and Zahid walked out of the KL court complex around noon after paying the first 1 million ringgit. Outside the complex, hundreds of UMNO supporters dressed in red and Zahid sympathisers gathered as a sign of solidarity amid chants of Hidup UMNO, Hancur Pakatan and Reformasi. It was an absolute bloodbath at Datasonic Group and My EG services today as their share prices tanked after both were named in the charges brought against former Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. Both counters throughout the course of the day had hit limit down. Datasonic closed 30.22% down at 48.5 cent, while My EG closed 24.67% lower at 1 ringgit 13 cent. The bleeding was bad enough to have resulted in Bursa Malaysia suspending the proprietary trading and intraday short selling for both stocks, and both will only be enabled this coming Monday. In an announcement to the boards, My EG has denied making any payments to any party to secure its concessions and is not party to the charges against Zahid. In the charge sheet, Zahid had allegedly received a cheque worth 250,000 ringgit from Joga Bonito Jewellery and Diamonds to help Mostoro Kenny IT Consultant and Services to obtain a contract from My EG under the purview of the Ministry of Home Affairs. My EG says it has no knowledge of Mostoro and has not made any contact or had any dealings with the company. Datasonic also put out an announcement to Bursa Malaysia that neither the company nor any of its directors had made any payment to Zahid in relation to a contract to supply chips for passports. In the charges, it was alleged that on April 26, 2017, Zahid had received a bribe from Datasonic director Chew Ben Ben in the form of 2 cheques worth a total of 6 million ringgit, produced by Sarana Kencana to a Maybank account owned by Lewis & Co. as kickback. Datasonic insisted, however, that the contract had been won through an open tender based on its value proposition. CIMB Group has appointed Datuk Muhammad Nasir Ahmad as Group Chairman, succeeding Datuk Seri Nazir Razak. His appointment takes effect tomorrow. Muhammad Nasir has been a member of the group's board of directors since 2015 and senior independent director since April 2016. Muhammad Nasir is also currently group chairman of Media Prima, as well as an independent director of CIMB Bank, Serum and System Television Malaysia. This appointment comes after Nazir had announced in late September his intention to retire, and his last day of work is today. In a statement, Nazir congratulated Muhammad Nasir on his appointment and said that he is delighted that the board has managed to appoint his successor quickly from within the board. Group CEO Tunku Datuk Sri Zafrul Aziz said that management is looking forward to being guided by him as CIMB starts to execute its next midterm growth plan in 2019. MIDF research says that the new priorities of the 11th Malaysia Plan will provide a boost for the banking sector. MIDF says that the sector would play an indirect and direct supporting role to the new policies by aiding financing for projects such as infrastructure and construction. The research house expects the financing of such projects would be based on the merit of a particular project and the risk appetite of individual banks. It believes the banks that will benefit the most would be Public Bank and BIMB Holdings, as mortgages are their current focus. MIDF notes that banks with a strong niche in SME financing would also benefit. In this instance, it says that Alliance Bank Malaysia fits the bill. MIDF also believes that banks should not get involved in microfinancing due to the higher risk of loan impairments. As such, it believes that this should be taken up instead by development financial institutions. Economist Dr. Mohamed Abdul Khalid says that the move by the government to reduce the income gap is a right step forward. He says that everyone should be given equal opportunity to move up the social ability. Mohamed points out that countries with high inequality and wide gap would not recover as fast when faced with a crisis. He says that in economic terms, it matters to reduce the gap. However, in the case of Malaysia specifically, it also matters for national unity and social cohesion. Mohamed is the economic advisor to PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. As for the indigenous people such as Orang Asli, Mohamed stresses that the group should be given more attention. But he says that outcome needs to be measured, as there is no point giving assistance without measuring outcomes.